Hey guys, before we left chapter 8, lesson 6, I wanted to go over one more word problem with you that I found very interesting. And let's just get started. It says here that Javier ran 8 laps around a track to run a total of 1 mile on Monday. How many laps will she need to run on Tuesday to run 3/8 of a mile? And I love how Go Math sets this up for you. You're young, you're still learning, and so they're showing you the questions that you need to ask in order to answer a word problem. Starting with letter A here. What do you need to find? Well, it says the question is, how many laps will she need to run on Tuesday to run 3/8 of a mile? So what exactly am I looking for? Ooh, you guys are good. Yes, how many laps equal 3/8 of a mile? That's what we need to find. And then if you look at section B, it asks, how will you use what you know about number lines to help you solve the problem? Yes, you guys are great. You're going to draw a number line that equals 1 whole mile. And then we're going to section it off so that we can figure out what 3/8 of that is. Sometimes I like to start with a simple sketch. And let's see here. That isn't exactly a simple sketch. No, it is not. But I thought it was cute and it was fun to do. So if what was her name again? Javia. If Javia starts here at the starting line and she starts running, we know that she's going to have to run around this thing 8 times to equal an entire mile. So 8 laps. 8 laps is what gets you to 1 full mile. That is going to be helpful when we are drawing the number line. Here we go. They graciously provided you a number line as well. So, there are how many laps in 1 mile? We just looked at that. We said that there are 8 laps in 1 mile. All right then. So let's put a whole mile, right, is over here. 1 whole mile. And you need a total of 8 laps in order to make that mile. So you would need to run 8 out of 8 laps to equal 1 whole mile. That means what? How many sections are we going to need to make on this number line? And what are we going to divide it by? Well, remember we said there are 8 laps in a mile? We're going to need to divide it into 8ths. So just trust me on this. I've done it many times. This is how we divide. If you divide it in half, you can divide those 2 halves in half again. So first we had 2 sections, now we have 4. How many more sections do we need? 4. So let's take the 4 that we've got and divide those in half as well. Now it's not perfect, guys, but close enough. So if at the beginning we've run no laps, that's our starting point. Once we've run the first lap, how much have we run? Yes, 1/8. Then 2/8. Then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eighths of a mile. All done. All right, so each lap represents 1/8 of a mile. And how many laps represent the distance of 3/8 of a mile? Where would we put our point? Right here. Yes, indeed. So we would run 1 laps, 2 laps, 3 laps. 3 laps represent the distance of 3/8 of a mile. So Javia will need to run 3 laps to run 3/8 of a mile. And that's it. It's as simple as that. So going back to our original word problem, Javier running 8 laps around the track to talk about what she did on Monday, what she's going to have to do on Tuesday, can be overwhelming, right? It can sound overwhelming. But when you chunk it out, what are we looking for? What can we use to figure this out? What kind of quote unquote simple sketch can we draw? And then let's do a number line. They provided you a number line, but you could easily draw a line on a piece of paper, right? And figure it out. Okay, if I know that 1 mile takes 8 laps, that's 8/8. You can figure out how to divide this up, and okay, so each of these equals a lap. 1 lap, 2 laps, 3 laps, 4 laps, da 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 da. You can do this, guys. Next, we have the mid-chapter exam, and because you're so darn bright, I know you're going to get this. So bright. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Good luck on the mid-chapter test.